This is Sessions with Sara Cate and Ashley, a podcast that explores the feelings, emotions, and experiences of what it means to be human in this world. This podcast is intended for educational purposes only and is not meant to replace therapeutic services of any kind. Please refer to the list of references if you need support.
And before you dive in, please like, subscribe, comment, share with anyone you think might also connect with today's session. Our goal is to reach as many people as possible, and we are endlessly grateful for your continued support. So, let's get to it. Okay. Hello, and welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Sessions with Sara Cate and Ashley. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Sara Cate.
It is a new year.
New year.
Big year for both of us.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Wow.
It is a big year for both of us.
Whoa.
And we are gonna just chat very briefly today to kind of close out this season 3, the container that we have had for this open, or for this season that's been open. We're gonna close it and just chat about what's coming in the future, what has been transpiring over the last few months. Yeah, so Sara Cate, how you
Sure.
feeling about it all?
Want me to jump in?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ashley and I, as you have probably noticed if you're a dear and faithful listener, if you so choose to journey with us, we are thankful and grateful beyond measure for your choice in that. But yeah, we if you follow along regularly, you probably noticed some breaks in the amount of or the consistency of our posting of a new session, also some repeats, like we've replayed some sessions. And upon reflection, and that's what we had to do, right? To kind of keep it going the way we wanted it to and to stay kind of consistent within our own capacities
Mm.
um, to do that. And so really, I'm really proud of the way that we handled it, but it didn't come without kind of the recognition and knowing like, we're not posting a new session every week this fall. And what we had kind of set out and committed to, we had to adjust. And I think sometimes we don't, when we have to change because the circumstances of life are requiring it, it can feel a little, it can bring up some shame. It can bring up some self-criticality. It can bring up some frustration and maybe some just internal dialogue about what's good, what's bad about that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we have a society that preaches like, especially when you're doing a podcast or creating content, they say be consistent and they say all these things, right? The shoulds of what this is supposed to look like. But, upon reflection, Ashley and I both really realized that like something we've always committed to is checking in with ourselves first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And as we did that this fall, we realized, wow, life is happening really fast and it's a lot. Um, Ashley's obviously had a lot of preparation to do with her little bundle coming soon. And I actually had a lot of personal family things that I needed to attend to and be present for. My best friend also had a little bundle. So I was very, very present for that. But it required some shifts in our energy away
Mm-hmm.
from this thing that we love so much, which is this podcast. And
Yeah.
we just wanted to chat really quick today about kind of what that means when your plans have to change and there could be a negative self-talk about that or there could
Mm-hmm.
be a self-judgment about that. And like how do we kind of make room for both the frustration and disappointment while also being really kind and self-compassionate
Yeah.
and not have it be a reflection on necessarily who we are, but like what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, I was, as you were talking, I was thinking back to like as honestly as long as I can remember, feeling like if I made the commitment to something like come hell or high water, you better believe that I'm gonna
You
have to
better be
finish
there.
that because otherwise I'm just a failure,
Yeah.
right? Whatever that is. And I I feel sad for some of those versions of me in the past who forced myself to do things that I really just wasn't for me. And it wouldn't have been me just like being a flake. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Which I think we can be, there are very valid reasons for not continuing on with something.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know that we always get that support and that message,
No, I
especially
don't
in
think we do.
this society. And so thinking about even as I was saying to Sarah Kate some days, like we just didn't have it. We didn't have it in us. And like we could have sat here and forced ourselves, but then what would be the point of us helping people figure out how to talk to their body if we were blatantly ignoring ours?
Amen.
I,
Yeah.
anytime I actually was just on a doula training call this week, and one of the things that I told them that I loved about the training so much is getting to see them from start to finish. In doula work, we talk a lot about advocacy and what even that is. Like
Mhm.
advocating for, quote, for somebody else is not really what we're after. We're after empowering somebody to advocate for themselves, right? To
Mhm.
be there to support them when they can't speak, of course, right? But I think that this is like just a true act of that is like it is okay to want to do all of these things and realizing that like sometimes we just have to like take a step back.
Mhm.
We're not lazy, but that's what I would tell myself sometimes during this was be like, man, I should really be doing more. And then I like get off the couch and I'm breathing heavy. Like maybe just sit down for a sec. Ashley, like maybe just
Mhm.
sit down.
You are in fact growing a brain and eyeballs. You're doing the lion's share of the work in creating a human. So it's not like you're not doing nothing, right?
I know it just gets so crazy how
It is.
we
Put
just
it in their heads.
trick ourselves into believing these things. And you know, I love our little community that we've built and are building, and I love that the people who we speak to totally understand. Like we don't even have to explain ourselves, right?
Mhm.
Like the amount of people that have been like, yeah, obviously, like
Mhm.
cut back. Like that's yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. And it's that even though we know, and I could say it to Sarah Kate, like, yeah, okay, you don't feel it today. We're not going to record. We're not going to force this, right?
Mhm.
It still is nice to hear,
Mhm.
like from others. It's still nice to get that validation because you're like, oh, okay, thank you.
Mhm. Well, 1,000%. And I think something that you said that's so important in all of this is just like if we are out here speaking and supporting and encouraging people to check in with their bodies, and we're not doing that, right?
Hmm.
We're actually not staying consistent
Yep,
to
exactly.
what our mission. And I think in preparing for the months to come, like Ashley, we're going to take a break. And Ashley's got to step into a new role in her life as mama. And we always take a little break anyway. So it kind of felt aptly timed to do it now.
Yeah.
And we are coming back. We're going to bring something back. But I think even for Ashley and I, a renewed commitment to what that's going to look like. And it might look inconsistent for a little while, even in coming back, right?
Mhm.
And we're gonna really make sure and check in with ourselves to be like, yes, this is the right time. And both of us feel so connected to this space and this time with all of you and your feedback and your support that it's energizing for us. And so we
Yeah.
also know that too, right? Like it's kind of a break from both of our norms with clients and stuff like that. And so um, we want to nurture it, but I think we have to be really earnest in our checking in and our reflection and our connection to self. And I think that's what we would, as we round out this season, just want to really impart with you all again is like, encourage you to come back. What are the things, especially because like the messaging of like new year, new you comes in at
Mhm.
this time. And I'm
Mhm.
kind of like, no, it's going to be same you, different, different numbers. And the reality is like, how do you want to walk into this kind
Mhm.
of these next quieter winter here, at least months, and really pay attention. right? Like maybe that's just the only goal you set for yourself is I just start paying attention,
Hmm.
right? And I just start listening. And if I learn to listen, can I learn to honor?
Yeah.
Right? And what does that even look like? So,
Yeah.
for me, it took me years to figure out like how to listen. But then when
Yeah.
I would listen, then I was like, okay, what do I do with this information?
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, I don't know how to take care of myself now.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to, or favorite ways to go about this is like when you're asking a hard question of how do I want to walk through this or how do I want to feel through this year, through these first few months where it might be a little bit slower because I am still the same person,
Hmm.
right? But maybe I do want to start walking towards something a bit
Else.
different, right? Like maybe I have finally realized, okay, I really do want to walk more towards what brings me peace versus anxiety or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
We don't always have to know that answer though. And one of the things that I like to encourage people to do is say like, okay, ask the question,
Hmm.
how do I want to feel? But
Yep.
don't answer it. Just acknowledge that the question is there.
That
What am
there's the
I?
inquiry.
Yes. Like, what am I, even for like the really hard stuff, like what shame am I carrying in my body? Like, you don't have to know the answer to that. If that's what's coming up for you right now, whatever
Yep.
space you're in, just acknowledge that the question is there. And that's it. That's it.
Hmm.
There's no forcing. We can ask ourselves right now, like, what does this, what does season four look like? I don't know. But we
Mm-mm.
know that the question is there. We know
Yeah.
that we can now take our time figuring out what that answer actually is, and we don't have
Hmm.
to,
We don't, yeah, like that. It gives so much possibility
yeah.
if
And
we don't need the answer.
the cool thing is, our body will naturally start to give us the answer just
Hmm.
by acknowledging that the question is there. And again, to put this across anything you're asking yourself about your life, like the your body will give you the answer.
Hmm. Yeah. And I don't think it's not even to be about perfect in answering that because I don't care how long Ashley and I have been doing this. I think there's
Mhm.
a piece of this like I didn't really know, I didn't really hear what I wanted to hear or
Yep.
because that happens a lot too, where it's like your body's like, we need to do this, and you're like, cool, cool, I'm good. I need to do these other
Mhm.
things. Or it can even be like, I'm having a really hard time hearing it.
Hmm.
And I think even for both of us, again, because regardless of how many seasons we've even done the show, we've done it differently every time.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so that's kind of this, for us, it's an evolution. For us,
Yeah.
it's an exploration. And like who Ashley and I are going to be in 3 months, we can't know.
Yeah.
And that that freedom and that flexibility, even from a nervous system standpoint, is so healthy.
Hmm.
Because
And
if
I
we
think
live
that, oh,
sick,
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I think that that's like the cool thing about like getting the answer is like if your body, if you're saying like, I don't think, I don't know, like that is the answer for right then. You know, it's like there can be no wrong thing you're
Wrong
hearing. Like,
step.
it's
Yeah.
all information that you're gathering, and that is just such a big, hopefully, weight off of your shoulder.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just so as we kind of wander through these last moments together, as we close out the year, I think, Ashley, maybe what would you, gonna put her on the spot.
Oh boy.
What
You
do
know, I
you
don't have
feel
my
like?
sticky notes.
She's like, that's not my note. What do you feel like is something looking back and reflecting
Mm.
that you can apply to the coming months for yourself? Like looking back and reflecting on this journey with the podcast or even just kind of the journey into motherhood that like you're kind of hoping to be able to do for yourself or feel in yourself in the coming months.
Ooh,
I know.
no,
Sorry.
I know. And well, it's fine. It's just like we don't need waterworks.
Yes, we do. We, in fact,
Ugh.
we love a cry on this podcast.
I think honest to I feel like within the last week I've actually been realizing what that is.
Mhm.
Um, and I think it's that how do I say it? What are the right words? I want to carry forward the feeling, the knowing within my body that I am also deserving of rest
Hmm.
and support.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rest and support.
Hmm.
Okay, those are the words. I'm
Hmm.
going to remind you of that.
You're gonna do it
I'm gonna be your digital post-it note when you text me and baby's been up all night, and I'm gonna be like, "Remember? Time to ask for rest and support."
every day.
I get it. I get it. Yeah, I think that's really, but that, yeah, that, I mean, that ties us all in so well of just recognizing why Ashley and I think chose to do this together too, is that there was another anchor in this space
Hmm.
to bounce stuff off of and create feedback. And sometimes we need our supports to just
Hmm.
mirror to us that we need to sit down and we need to take that breath and we need to
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
What about you?
I think similarly but different. I think that I was just having a conversation with a friend and I'm just entering a different chapter of my life, not only with my partnership, but kind of age and my
Mhm.
parents' age. And I kind of feel like I'm in a calm before a storm in some ways. And I
Mm,
don't know when the storm's going to come. It's just the natural progression of life. But I was like, the next few months are very quiet, and I think I need to really lean into that and let it
mm,
resource me for when
mhm,
life picks up again and things start happening again,
mhm.
and or just things start happening, right? And
Yeah.
so, and that's with, anybody's health, but specifically speaking, the people in my life. And so, and being really mindful of what my role will be in that. And
Mhm,
so, really kind of orienting to how then do I really get myself present to savor and witness and
mhm,
experience what is when it is quiet and
mhm.
not so that way that can hold me in those moments when it's not so quiet and or I've built up the supplies in some ways for the
Amazing.
moments that it starts going. So,
Beautiful.
well, to lead in to that, we got
Yes,
the
let's
root,
hear it.
the
What
root
you
of
got?
stones, which I really love
Wait, what
because
was it?
the root of stones,
Ooh, okay. Okay.
I love it so much.
Hmm.
The highlight is I pace myself and nourish growth around and within me. So this feels lovely. Oh, Bumblebee, how you work so diligently, tending to your endless fields of love. Bumblebee reminds us that a sacred relationship to work brings bliss. While doing her sacred work, she helps all of life on earth. When your path is meaningful to you, you are aligned with your nature and you are also helping the whole, similar to our bumblebee. It's interesting that spiritual, material, and personal growth requires steady care and steady practice. The journey can be so full, as our steps strengthen our character and time itself becomes a part of our story. The journey and consistent effort are nourishment for our roots and for our foundation. This is the steady work. If you fall off track, the present moment is a good moment to regather your spirit and jump back in. Everything has its own time. This card simply directs us towards noticing the great benefits of being dedicated. Take a look at those pollen-filled legs. She's not overburdened or heavy because it is love she carries. She is driven by a capital P, purpose, and even naps on flowers, pollinating a bit while she rests, is purpose. Discover your balance point. Bumblebee can help. Spend some time with the energy of this card and give yourself the space that you need to pace yourself. What are your callings? What are your projects or goals? How are they providing you growth? Have you been tending to the fields of love with enough dedication? Do you have a healthy work-life balance? It is time to pace yourself or draft up a plan. Celebrate your hard work. If those things are missing, celebrate your passions and desires. Love yourself where you are now and envision your roots growing deeper.
Mm,
So it's all about timing and
yeah,
pacing and
yeah.
creating the space that you need,
Hmm.
right? And to listen. What is your purpose? What is your passion? And
Yeah,
sometimes there needs to be these quiet, like the winter, right? Like things, so many things are happening under the soil, but it
yeah.
needs to be quiet for a while before that can really come to fruition.
Yes. Okay, thank you for reading that.
Yeah.
All
So
right,
any closing
everyone.
thoughts, my dear?
Well, n no, I don't know. Other than, like Sarah Kate said, we just appreciate this little community that we have that we have built. And I can't believe that this is season three.
I know.
No, when we started season one. Wowza.
Long. That was in the tent.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And so much has happened. So much life has happened. And so
Yeah.
we can't even wait to see what season four will bring and how that's going to come about. We will post as soon as we kind of come out of our little respite period, and give you details. But
Yeah.
those are still new and coming to us. So
Yeah.
once we know, we will share that with you.
So until next time, please take care of yourselves, and we will see you later.
Bye.